If you've watched any videos on my channel concerning my hair, you already know that I'm growing out my natural color, which currently is silver in the front with some dark brown kind of mixed in back here. And one of the things that I've wanted to do for quite some time is try the no poo method. Because I've been concerned about putting all of these chemicals on my hair, which is another thing that led to me choosing to stop dyeing. That wasn't the main thing though. The main thing though was that I realized after doing some research that, oh my gosh, these women who've done it just look stunning and better than when they were dyeing it. So I've been convinced. And once I started that journey, I realized, hey, I don't need this shampoo anymore to wash out all that nasty dye that's been sitting on my hair. And so I've done a little bit of research, not nearly as much as I did about going and growing my natural gray out, and so I definitely have a lot more research to do. One thing that I came across was this one girl who's been no poo for, I think about a year at the time she made the video, had moved from a place that did not have hard water to a place that had very hard water. And though she'd been very in love with her hair with the no poo method for about a year, she was having so much problem because of the hard water that she was considering going back to using shampoo. Don't know if she did. Other people suggested getting filters and things like that, so hopefully she tried that out. The reason I'm bringing that up is because I live in a place that has extremely hard water and I don't have a filter right now. And so until I get that, I'm probably not going to know what the true effect is. But one thing that I wanted to share with you is that the thing I was the most afraid of with trying the no poo method, and I've read some other people commenting under the videos of the people that I have watched who've been doing the no poo method. A lot of people comment that they want to try it, but they can't stand the smell of scalp. And that was my biggest fear, because what I was noticing is that 3 days after I would wash my hair, I was already kind of bothered by the scalp smell. And if I went a day beyond that, I was like, kind of like, gosh, bleh, over my own scalp smell. And then I don't know if I'm smelling it less than maybe if I just happen to cross paths with a stranger in the store, you know, because I'm smelling it all the time. So maybe my sense of it is even dulled than theirs might be. So I was really concerned about this, definitely. Another thing I was a little concerned of is that once I would go 3-4 days without washing my hair, my scalp would actually kind of hurt from the oiliness and it would become very itchy, but worse is that it would really hurt. My scalp would literally hurt. And if I moved my hair from one side to the other, it was kind of painful. So these were my two biggest fears. Yes, I mean, no one wants to look like they've got a greasy head. That's true. So I do have to research this much further, like I mentioned, but I kind of wanted to get going. And one thing I came across was that some people were using nothing but water, and some people were using just vinegar. Some people were using baking soda as sort of like a washing agent, and then vinegar mixed with water as like a rinsing agent. And one thing I had noticed at the bottom of one of the videos with the girl who had moved to the hard water area was someone who also was doing the no poo method, said, as long as you're in the hard water area, don't use the baking soda. It'll be better if you just use the vinegar. So I thought, okay, well, I'm gonna try that. You know, and I just got white vinegar. I know some people are saying apple cider vinegar, but you know, whatever. I kind of thought since I have white hair coming, I don't really want to put anything in it that could stain it, and I don't know about that pinkish color in the apple cider vinegar. So I've just gotten white vinegar in the gallon because it's so much like cheaper that way, and I mixed it half with water, and I would mix it in hot water so that by the time I put the room temperature vinegar, it's kind of warm feeling on my scalp, which I felt would break up the oils a little bit better. And so I washed it, and you know, I definitely felt an improvement in terms of the oil content, but it still felt like it had a little bit more of an oil to it than when I washed my hair with shampoo. And I wasn't certain at all how this was going to work, but I thought, well, you know what, let me try it. Let me just rinse it. And if I don't like it in a few hours, if it feels awful, I can just always jump back in the shower and shampoo it, right? So I gave it a go, and I was surprised that as it dried, it felt really pretty good. It was even less of an oil feeling than I thought it felt in the shower. And I still wasn't sure how it was going to go. The next day, I kind of felt like, I think I'm going to have to wash it today. Like it felt a little bit weird, but not like super greasy or anything. It's hard to explain because it was different than anything I have felt coming out of a shampoo job. So I don't really know how to explain it, but there was something about it that made me think I might really have to wash my hair later today. But as the day wore on, my hair actually felt better, which was surprising because after I wash my hair with shampoo, once it starts to feel a little bit weird, it just keeps getting weirder, right? So I thought, well, all right, let me see what happens. I was able to go 4 days off of that, and my hair never smelled like scalp. It never hurt. My scalp never hurt. And even though it was getting a little more oily, it still didn't have that really greasy look that I would get a few days after shampooing it. So I thought, well, that's interesting. So I went into the shower, and at that point it was a little, it was a little more oily, but still not as oily as after the normal shampooing, like I just said. But it was enough that I was questioning. My second time, I actually didn't have vinegar. I had run out. So I thought, I'm probably going to have to put shampoo in my hair. So I got in and I just started, getting the water in it like I normally would do, get my hair all wet with the warm water before I would put shampoo in it. But as I was doing that, like something about it seemed like it was feeling a little bit better. It was feeling a little more reminiscent to after I had washed it with the vinegar the time before. So I thought, well, let me just go with this. Let me just end my shower, see how it is. I can always jump back in the shower a few hours later if it feels nasty, and I can just put shampoo in it until I go to the store and get more vinegar. So I did that. One thing I did notice the first time when I washed it with vinegar and then I rinsed it with the water, I was able to get, I have like a brush, but it has like these spiky kind of teeth. So it's kind of more like combing your hair, because you shouldn't really put a brush with the regular type old style bristles through wet hair because it stretches it. So when I had put it through with the vinegar, I was able to comb through it really easily. And that was another thing I wasn't sure was going to be the case, because if I shampooed my hair and didn't put conditioner, there's no way I'm getting anything through it. It's just going to be a tangled mess. But with the vinegar, it really came out very easily, so I was surprised. So now the second time I'm doing my hair, I only have water, and I comb through it with the type of brush I have. I was able to get it through it, but it was a little harder. But it wasn't as hard as if I shampooed it and didn't put conditioner. So I thought that was really interesting. And I wasn't sure how it was going to hold up, but again, I think I went 2 or 3 days, and by then I'd gotten more vinegar. And so I went in and did my hair a third time with vinegar, and again, I was able to comb through it more easily, and my hair has been holding up okay. I think I've washed it 4 or 5 times now. It's been, I think, 2.5 weeks or so, 3 weeks since I last used shampoo. In all of this time, it has not smelled like scalp, and it hasn't hurt. And so I'm just interested to see how it's going to progress. There are a few other things I've started to kind of notice within it, but I haven't seen the development enough to want to talk about it here on video yet. But depending on where it goes, well, maybe either way it goes, I'd like to share with you what my experience is, but I'm just not far enough into that to really go into it here today. So definitely, if you want to find out what my experience is on that, consider subscribing and hitting the bell so that you'll be notified of new videos. If you liked anything here, click the button. And if you've been holding off trying the no poo method because you've been concerned about scalp smell, well, at least in my experience, that was my #1 biggest concern, and I haven't had it. And my hair has been less greasy than after shampooing, as the days would progress. It's overall been better. So yes, I want to see what happens next, and I also can't wait to see what happens once I get a filter for my shower and I can stop putting the hard water on my hair. So anyway, thanks for joining me. Hope to see you again here soon.